Alors, oui, bon, je n'aime pas l'avoir.
Okay, so we need to start. Okay. Ok, okay. Good evening, everyone. Bonsoir à tout le monde. Um, Welcome to today's webinar. The theme is actually the topics that we'll be going through today is actually scaling agile for speed and control, how the PMO enables sustainable business agility using the specified. So actually, we'll be exploring how agile, right? When scaled effectively with models like Spotify, accelerate time to market, right, and strengthen business control. And we'll also demonstrate how the PMO is positioned as a critical enabler, aligning strategy, governance, and delivery for sustainable and scalable agility. So I'm Bertin CHOUANMO, and I will be your host for this session, okay? So the session will last for an hour and a half, 1 hour for presentation and half for Q&A, question and answer, okay? So let's go to the next slide. Okay. So actually this series of webinars, right, is done on a frame of project management boost community, right? So project management community is all about join together, right, to explore and discuss PM practice, project management practices, ideas, and innovation in our context, right? Because what we realize that most of the forum that we have around the world, they seems to be very far to our reality. So not addressing our challenges, right? The challenges we are facing in our business environment. So we have set up the project management post really to address those challenges, making it in the context, okay? So we really invite you to join the PMD community. It's very new, fresh, but we have a couple of activities that will be accelerating in the coming weeks, months. And it's good that you really be part of this community. And what we are expecting you here in this forum is not just be like the reader in the forum, but also a contributor, okay? Why not being an expert, okay, to lead also or facilitate some activities or some program that will be launching there. So you will see on the chat, I've put the link on the chat, so you can just get to the link and subscribe, okay? So let's go now to the slide that presents our panels, okay? So I'm really privileged, right, to have with us an esteemed panelist. His name is LUSHULE. He's an expert in agile transformation. Okay, so normally you should be sharing his experience with practical example because he's really currently exercising with the specified model. Okay, so I'll give him the floor so that he introduce himself before we move, right? Joel, over to you.
Thank you, Bertin. Hi, everyone. So as you said, my name is Joel LUSHULE, and I'm your special guest today. I'm very happy to be here sharing with you my let's say my knowledge on that I've been applying for 8+ years in terms of project management and agility, especially. I'm based in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, working for the leader of telecommunication in the country, in Africa maybe, yeah, Vodacom DRC. And I'm a PMI member, Project Management Institute, Global HQ volunteer. So I'm also working there. I mean, I'm giving back to the French community what I've received so far in terms of product management knowledge. And once again, I'm working as enterprise agile coach. So yeah, working in the agile transformation of the whole company, moving from the waterfall system of working to really adopting the agile methodologies and mindsets. I will be your guest today, and yeah, that's it about me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Joel. I'm really privileged and honored to get you as a part of our guest today. So, myself, I'm a PMP certified since 15 years now, but since more than 5 years, I've really been interested in the PMO areas. So I'm currently a practitioner on that area, and I'm also a trainer on the PMO space. I'm authorized partners at the PMO Global Institute. I will present what PMO Global Institute means in the coming slide. So I recently have a certification on the Safe Agilist, and that's why I'm now very passionate about Agile. So that's why I called Joel and say, guys, let's speak about Agile. Every day I have just to speak about Agile, because you cannot imagine how the value we get from the Agile way of doing things. So actually my feature now is just to see how I can enable Agile in a company and get the company coming out of some difficulties or some challenges that they're facing. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I was talking about PMO Global Institute. So I don't know if someone heard about PMO Global Institute or any certification that they are providing. If you can type in the chat, or sometimes people don't know what PMO Global Institute is, but it's really a largest community in PMO, specific PMO areas. So can we put on the chat if you heard about PMO Global Institute or any of the certification, please? You can just say yes, 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 no, yes, no, yes, no, so that I can have the tendency of if we have to really see or otherwise. Yeah, Boubacar saying no, okay. It's not a surprise, okay. Edi saying no. So yes, okay, yeah, Franklin, yeah, it's good. But Franklin maybe it's recently, right? Okay, but anyway, yeah, it's very new institution, and we are really, it's really going exponentially in penetrating exponentially. So you can to have okay, Franklin, so knew it before, years before. Okay, that's good. So the link is on the chat, okay, for you to get more details. I put the link on the chat. So PMO Global Institute, you see it on the top of the chat, so you can get more information there. So PMO Global Institute is not really that unknown. You have 3.5K members in 100 countries. You also have more than 100 partners in 60 countries, okay? And there's also a local PMO chapter that exists here in Cameroon since 2 years. So it's not really new. But I think we still need to improve in terms of communication, education, and body to get people really familiar with that, okay? So let's now talk about why we are here, okay? Why we are here, why this specific topic, okay? You know, in today's fast-paced and ever-evolving market landscape, reducing time to market, right, is very, very important. But reducing time to market while maintaining sustainable business control is critical, right, for long-term success. So, and then we even realize, and it's not a good reality, that a solid majority don't get the promised benefit and are no longer using scale agile. So even the people that have tried to implement the agile 2 to 3 years later, they abandon. Why they are abandoned is something that we need to explore, okay? And that's why, that's where PMO start coming in. Is it really, has it been set up properly on a sustainable manner? Those are the different questions we may ask, right? So, okay, so the question is now, how agile, right? Especially when scaled with the Spotify model, can drive faster time to market while preserving sustainable business model. So we try to demonstrate it during the webinar. And there's another part where, for those the company that already have PMO, they have to reimagine the PMO, right? So that their PMO play a pivotal role in enabling this transformation. Okay. So it's actually what is about during this webinar. Okay. So our agenda is then in the two big sections. The first phase will be presenting the PMO, what PMO is about, so that we are at the same level of information. What scaling agile is about in few words, and then how the PMO really enable the scaling agile. I will also take you to just some few information around the certification program of PMOGI. Okay, and we down last the presentation with the Q&A. Okay. So let's start with the PMO in a nutshell, right? So before we start, let me hear from you, and you can use your chat, the chat to do it. I want to know if your organization currently has a PMO. PMO is not, you may call it however you want. Your company is not absolutely that you have to call a unique PMO. I was having a chat with Joel before this call, and I was reading somewhere people were saying, if you have Scrum, you cannot have PMO. But anyway, it was just a discussion around how people interpret what PMO is. So, but please, on the chat, tell us if you have any entity in your company that frame the execution of the initiative, and that gives to the management the assurance of the alignment with the strategy, the company's strategy. So, do you have any unit like that? If yes, you may be at the A or B. A means it's a traditional PMO, just give tools, okay? Just give tools to the PM, like a template and so on. But if you say yes, B, it means that it's a more modern PMO that's now incorporate the agile and for hybrid methodology. So I'm seeing AD saying traditional PMO, yes, good. Joel said yes, agile, obviously. Obaka is on B. Yeah, perfect, good. Shideric is no, okay. Yeah, okay, so it's a bit balanced, eh? Okay, that's good. Okay. So now let's move to what is PMO, right? And I would define the PMO in my chapters, where I'm coming from, okay? So it's according to the PMO Global Institute, right? PMO is a group consisting of internal and external entity, okay? Which define, maintain, and ensure standard for project management to deliver strategic initiatives. I put few words in bold because those are the critical words. Internal and external. So you may have a unit, you may even outsource, externalize the PMO. It's not because you are externalizing the PMO that you don't have PMO. You understand? You can have consultant work service on PMO, and you only have one staff representing the relationship with the consultant. It's a PMO. Now, that PMO, the role is to define, maintain, and ensure standard. It is clear. They have to define the standard, they have to maintain it, they have to ensure that it's executed, it's effective. And though everything is about delivering strategic initiative. So PMO is not just to go and deliver 2 or 3 small things in one of the units. No, it's really to deliver something which gives value to the overall company. Okay, so that's actually what's about PMO, according to PMO Global Institute. Okay, so now let's see how PMO have evolved. Okay, let's see how PMO have evolved. You can have a company that starts really from the support as PMO as a supporter, right? So you start by, okay, I just give template, create visibility by issuing reporting to the management on the progress of the project and so on. I also make sure that all the projects are executed in compliance with the standard that you define and so on, right? So that's actually the first level, I would say. Okay. The second level is when you start now putting in place like governance, oversight, you now even audit project and set KPIs and so on, enforce methodology to make sure people are following process. Then it starts being really like a structure. Then we call it controlling PMO, right? It's like, okay, this is how you have to do things and you have to do it this way and so on, right? Now, it's now moving to a level where what is matter is are we now seeing the company initiative as a portfolio, right? Where we have projects and where we have to prioritize just what is really strategic for the company. Then there are some PMO that just focus on the strategic initiative, okay? Now, there's another level where now PMO is not just to execute the project, deliver, and so on. They are also making sure that it's giving the value that's expected. They're even measuring the return of investment. That's value-driven PMO, right? Now we are coming out to I would say, a modern PMO whereby it's now drive the transformation. It's really setting up really the flexibility, the speed, the innovation, right, to drive major change in the company. So that's really how it's evolving. You may have in a company a PMO that starts straight away on the strategic PMO, okay, by setting up a unit, say, okay, please drive the strategy initiative and making sure we achieve our objective of the year, okay. And we may see also a company that said, okay, I'm starting bold. I will just deploy the Agile PMO, okay? So everything depends on how companies take things and the imperative they have at their level. So that's really the evolution and the key roles that the PMO is playing, okay? I hope we are listening. I hope I'm not speaking. I'm just checking if we are all together.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Brian. Now, let's now talk about how even the PMO job have evolved, okay? Because traditionally speaking, even PMO, people use PMO as a traditional word, okay? Where you see you have PMO directors, head of PMO, you have PMO manager, PMO officer, PMO consultant, and so on and so forth. Now, with the modern PMO, which have a really strong focus on agility, collaboration, and so on, you now start seeing new roles coming in, right? Like agile transformation leads. Even the unit sometimes change to agile PMO, okay, or how do you call it? Agile transformation officer, ATO, okay. You will also see some roles like agile coach, enterprise agile coach. Joel is enterprise agile coach. Okay, so these are the roles that I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I'm not sure, those roles did not exist. You understand? You start seeing things like PMO transformation specialist, okay, things like that. So there are really evolution even on the PMO side. And you will even see a unit in a company called change management unit or change management officer. Its role is really to play, it's still playing that PMO roles to make sure that the major transformation are well managed. The adoption is also managed there. Okay. So for CBPMO, which is the framework of PMO GI, for me, it's the most comprehensive framework that I've already ever had, because it's really having a consistent knowledge area. Okay, so it has 4 knowledge area: foundation, executable, supporting, leadership, and sponsor. So for foundation layer, right, the one that is in purple, it's about assessing the current state of the PMO, okay, and creating a strategic roadmap for its development. So all this knowledge is really when you learn about this PMO framework, is all this area is really to ensure that the PMO is aligned with the strategic intent of the company, right? With a clear plan for implementation. You will now see the other area, which is the executable layer, okay? So once we have defined the plan, okay, and aligning to the strategy and so on, we now need to implement. And these are the knowledge area where you need to focus on the actual implementation of PMO roadmap. So it gives you all the knowledge about how to develop the policy, to support execution of the roadmap, how to run a POC, how to define the role and responsibility, how to evaluate the return on investment, how to integrate continuous improvement, and so on, okay? So now we have also this layer called supporting layer, which provide the necessary tools, resource, and framework to support the execution, right? So this is where you will see models, method, artifact. You will also see PMO structure, the different PMO. The agile PMO also is part of this different tools that is available. It's really, really comprehensive framework that PMO Global have put in place. And the 4th layer, but not the least, is really focusing on developing effective PMO leadership to ensure the success and longevity of the PMO. Okay, that's really the purpose of this. Okay, it's really establish execution, sponsorship, and key expectation for the leadership group. Okay, so this is actually a framework that provide a comprehensive approach, right, for establishing, executing, and sustaining a PMO. Okay, so by then focusing on all these 4 areas, right, organization can build a PMO, right, that align with their strategic objective, right? Adapt to change and continuously improve to meet evolving demand. So by implementing this framework, you will see, I will talk about this different certification to get all this knowledge in my last part. Okay. So now let's talk about the scaling agile in few words. Okay. And I will hand over to Joel, but before I hand over to Joel, because he's my specialist of the scaling agile, before I hand over to Joel, I just want us, I want to hear from you here. Okay. Joel, can you listen? Can you still listening? Are we still connected?
Yes, we are connected.
Good. Okay.
100%.
You are my checkpoint. Okay. So now let's go in the chat. Okay, and let's hear from you. In your organization, if you are applying some kind of agile methodology, just put in the chat. Okay, you may be on the A, B, C, D, E, F. So A means, okay, I'm applying agile methodology on an adult basis. Or B is, okay, delivery, just a small unit, delivery unit is applying the agile methodology, just a small team doing that, okay, like a local initiative. And the C is multiple units working together in agile mode to deliver product. And the D is organization has adopted or is adopting an agile delivery methodology. Then it's already embedded in the organization. So just put in the chat, please. I want to hear from you. Yes, Joel, I know you are D. Yeah. I'm seeing Boubacar is B. Wow, okay, that's good. AD is B. Yeah, well, good. Okay. Okay. Okay, Franklin is D. Wow, okay, good. Okay, so yeah, I see Nazim is C. Okay, multiple units working together in agile mode to deliver product. Okay, that's good. Okay, I think we have a very good audience here, really balanced here. People, most of them are actually know what the methodology is about and have touched them, which is a very impressive things. Okay, so Mr. Joel, let me hand over to you, Chief.
Thank you, Bertin. Before I start, I see a question from Aaron. He's asking, what's the difference between a PMO and a TMO? Or maybe you are going to answer after, but yeah, I saw his question.
No, let me answer quickly. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if the TMO, right, because those are an acronym, right? Transformation Management Office, right? So it's really, as I was saying, it's just the modern PMO. The project management office, portfolio management office, or program management office, these are the traditional way, but people are now going, there are even some company that call strategic officer, okay? Strategic officer. Here you see transformation management officer, because, and generally when you see TMO, it's because they are undergoing a very major transformation. They are completely reinventing themselves. And they need a unit that are empowered, completely empowered to execute it with a very clear mandate and roadmap. Okay, so that's actually, it's just really a way to say it, but it's just mentioning that it's a modern PMO, which takes into consideration that the companies are undergoing a very huge transformation and need to be reconfigured such a way that we can get their empowers to do so. Okay. I don't know if Aaron is fine. You are satisfied with the answer?
Aaron?
Yes, sir. Yeah. No, thanks, well, and I'm good
Okay.
with the answer. So
Okay, thanks.
that is, I'd like just to get more detail. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's fine. Thank you. We heard you.
Okay, what I was
Fine.
saying, thanks for the answer. So because actually in our department, I was starting as project management office at the operational excellence and technology. Then with a lot of change, then we moved to the transformation management office, which is independent department within the organization. So basically, we are doing exactly transformation initiatives which align with the business strategy and the vision of the business.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Exactly. Okay, thanks. Over to you, boss.
Okay.
Joel.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, hi everyone. First of all, I would like to say that Agile is not just doing Scrum, because most of people sometimes they make confusion between doing Scrum and being Agile. So what is Agile? Agile is a way of working. Just a reminder, because I know we all know. It's a way of working, but also it's a mindset. It's a clear mindset described in the Agile Manifesto. So you can go and look for it. So Agile is not that. Doing an Agile methodology does not make you Agilist or does not make you Agile, because you need to combine both the methodology and the mindset, or the way of working and the mindset. That being said, Agile is good, but scaling is better. Agile itself is faster. It helps to complete faster delivery. It's customer focus, customer centric. It helps for flexibility and adaptability. For us, for instance, we are in the telecommunication market, so things are moving very fast. You need to be able to adapt fast and move fast as well. It reduces risks, and also it helps team to be more empowered while delivering various solutions. But why am I saying that scaling is better? Scaling, when you are doing Agile at team level or at project level, when you are doing Agile at project level, you are just looking at Agile as, let's say, as a methodology. You are doing Scrum at a team level. It's individual. But you need to be able to scale the framework at the enterprise level without getting out of the road of the strategic vision of the company. So scaling is better because it helps to have the whole enterprise, aligned, still to complete faster time to market. To complete faster. To reduce the time to market. It helps the whole organization, the whole company, to be more innovative. It helps. It's still customer centric, and it helps also to adapt fast the vision of the company. So doing Agile at team level is good, but at scale, at company level, it's better, because now you are seeing the whole agile structure, at the whole company level. You are not seeing the agility in silo. Or can you hear me? It seems like I'm struggling. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We can hear you clearly. Very clear.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yes,
great,
we
great,
can.
great. So the goal here, why are we scaling? We are scaling because we want to have the whole strategic vision of the company align with our Agile goal. Can we move to the next slide? Okay, as I was saying previously, You have the agile at team level and project level. So you are just applying your agile methodology, your framework, your agile framework at a project level. So let's say you are, how do you call it? Let's say you are delivering a software, and for that specific project, you decide or the team decide to use an agile framework. That's agile at team level / at project level. A team of 5 to 10 people using Scrum, so doing iterative, all the Scrum events, so sprint planning, daily stand-up, you have your retrospective and your demo. But also you can use other frameworks like Kanban and XP. After that, you have the agile or the agility at program level. So here you are aligning a full delivery team or a full, how can I say it? Multiple teams working together in, using agile, a scale agile framework like SAFe, or for instance, in our case, we are using the Spotify model. So you are not working in silo at team level. It's not at team or at project level, but multiple teams working together to deliver multiple projects. And then you have the agile at portfolio level, which is more or less the same as the agile at program level. Multiple teams working together to deliver projects using agile framework. But the let's say the specificity or what is specific to this layer of agility is that you are delivering project that aligns with the company strategy. So at program level, we are not yet speaking about the whole company strategy, but here at portfolio level, the strategy part of the agility enters into the game. So now we are speaking about strategic initiatives to be delivered by multiple teams in multiple projects. Still here, we are using SAFe, say all the same as the program layer. So we are using SAFe, the Spotify model, disciplined agile, and lean, and so on. And then you have the agility or agile at enterprise level, which now comes to change the whole game of delivering business solution. Because here, we are not just seeing the agility as a framework, but we are considering agile to be more than a framework. It becomes now a mindset. To give you an example, for us, we have teams that cannot use an agile framework. Let me give you an example. When you are working on a BTS, for those who are in the telecom sector, you know that there's some part of the operational part of the business that cannot use the agile frameworks, because you know exactly what you are delivering, and you know the way you are. So it's for operational tasks. We don't know where we can apply an agile framework. But at this level, when we are using agile at the enterprise level, we are now applying the agile mindset to deliver our day-to-day operation, or to complete our day-to-day operation. So here we are not just applying SAFe. We are not just talking about the ceremonies. We are not just talking about the events. We are not just talking about the various roles. We are seeing the agility or agile as a mindset to be adopted by the whole company. As I said previously, maybe just to give you a bit of history of the the mindset of Agile, I said it's described in the Agile Manifesto. Agile Manifesto is a list of 4 core values. 4 core values that can help you or your team or your company adopt agility. Even without adopting any Agile framework, you can still be Agile. The first core value of agility is individual and interaction over processes and tools. So instead of sending mails, instead of using Teams, instead of booking meeting on Teams, your team goes for a live interaction. The second core value of Agile is working solution over comprehensive documentation. Most of the time, us as customer, so me, I'm putting myself in the shoe of a customer. Me as a customer and you as my supplier, we are fighting. When things goes wrong, we want to point fingers at each other's. So instead of looking who did what wrong, instead of looking at that, this is working software. Okay. Instead of writing down a full process of how to deliver my solution, Agile say deliver a working solution. Because sometimes we waste time, a lot of time, writing and drawing the various, I don't know how you call it, the HLDs, business, blah, blah, blah. Instead of drafting all those big books, we want a working solution. So the third value of Agile is customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So yeah, that's the point I was trying to make previously. Instead of pointing at the customer as the supplier who did not do his part of the job, we find together a common ground to move forward. That's the mindset we need to adopt. And the last one is responding to change over following a plan. So when your team or your company, when we are talking about Agile at enterprise level, we are mainly talking about these 4 core values of agility. At this stage, even without adopting any Agile framework, say Kanban, XP, or whatever, we are doing Agile. And we want all our teams to be working using this mindset or using these 4 core values. That's Agile at enterprise level. So we have me as Agile coach, I'm working to help teams applying various framework. In our case, the Spotify framework, but also I'm helping various teams adopting the core value of agility. We are together. So what's the Spotify model? The Spotify model, to make it simple, the Spotify model is a framework that have been applied years ago at Spotify. Customizing, the Spotify team just customized the SAFe framework in a very simple and comprehensive way. So here you have your squad, which is an Agile team, a Scrum team, or just a team that has all the capabilities to deliver the solution. So to go from the idea stage or the ideation stage up to the working solution or the delivery stage of the solution by itself. So the team need to have all the capabilities. And then after the squads, which is a Scrum team or an Agile team. On top of the squad, you have chapters. What is a chapter? A chapter is a group of people sharing the same, how can I say it? Sharing the same, okay. A chapter is a team of people with the same skills. Okay, let me give you an example. We have a software engineering chapter, which is the group of all our software engineers in the company. And then on top of so you have your squads, and then you have your chapters. After your chapters, you have your tribes. Before I move to the tribes, I want to say something. So while using the Spotify model, the formal hierarchy of the company stays at the chapter level. So here you can consider as chapter leads every line manager or the traditional manager of the software the software engineering team. So you have all your software engineer or your front-end designer or your whichever skills that you have in the company or in your squad. You have all of them grouped in chapters. And then on top of every chapters, you have a chapter lead who is the formal or the traditional line manager of each of them. And then on top of the chapter, now you have the tribe. What is a tribe? A tribe here is a group of squads that are working on related solutions. So for instance, for us, we have a mobile development tribe with all the teams that are working on all our mobile app. You can have a mini app or a front end or a website or a web tribe, which will be the tribe that will gather together all the squads that are working on web solution. For instance, you have your, I don't know if you have another example, let me take a more comprehensive example. Okay, so as I said, you have your web solution tribe, you have your mobile solution tribe, which is a collection of squads that are working on related areas. You have your, I don't know, your music player, which are working, you have your backend or your infrastructure squad. So in that tribe, you will be grouping all the squads that are working on related solution. And then for each squad, you have one product owner, but here it's not there on this screenshot that we are sharing. But on top of each squad, you have one product owner who knows better what the team is trying to build, but also you have one agile coach. So in our case, we have many agile coach and which are part of my team. And I am in some companies, they call them principal agile coach or whatever, but you have for each team, each squad, you have an agile coach and a product owner. The focus of the agile coach is to enable the agile framework, to make it easy for the team. Both the framework and the mindset. The role of the product owner is to give the vision of the product to the whole team. So he has his backlog, as you know. He knows better what the customer needs, what the customer needs are. He knows better what are the capabilities of the team. He knows better how the team is going to build the solution. So in short, that's how the Spotify model works. So the goal of the Spotify model, as I said previously, was to make it easier. To make it easier the adoption of the scaling agile framework. Because if you look at the full picture of SAFe, you will see that the full picture of SAFe is a bit complicated. So they made it simple, customized it as much as they could, and then build this wonderful model that we are now using in our organization. So you go from squad to tribe. What's the benefit of the Spotify model? Well, the Spotify model exactly is designed to help the company scale agile practices effectively. That's one of the benefits. If you know Scrum, if you know any framework that is a team level framework or a project level framework, with the Spotify model, you can scale it easily from team level to enterprise level. The second benefit of adopting the Spotify model is cross-functional collaboration. The third benefit is autonomy and ownership. Why autonomy and ownership? Here, at the Spotify, using the Spotify model, every team works as an independent startup. So you can see every squad as a startup. The squad decide what they are going to build from scratch. So there is a big level of autonomy, which allows the team member to make decisions independently. I told you that every chapter has a chapter lead. But when you are a member of a squad, you don't need to have a formal approval of your line manager, who is, in this case, the chapter lead, to build what you are building. You just need to gather with your team, decide what will be your next increment. The fourth benefit is clear mission alignment. Exactly as I said, tribe mixed together multiple squads under a common mission, which is, for example, building all our web solution. So the mission of the tribe is known, and we are not going beyond our mission. So the vision of every squad, the vision and the mission of every squad, every tribe is made clear to everyone. Of course, following the strategic objective of the company. The fifth benefit is that the Spotify model reduces bureaucracy. When you are part of a squad, you don't feel the hierarchy layer on top of you, because it's no more your line manager, your HOD, who decide what you are building. What are your day-to-day tasks? It's the mission of your tribe and the product that your squad is trying to build. So you don't have that bureaucracy. You don't need to go and get formal approval for XYZ. No. With the Spotify model, we minimize the hierarchy layer, and we reduce bureaucracy. The last, but it's not the last, there are many, but I just listed 6 of them. It's innovation and creativity. Since you know, as part of a squad, that you can decide what you build, We've seen that in Tanzania, one of our OPCO in Tanzania, we are not there yet. We are not there yet. We are not yet there here in DRC, but in Tanzania, we've seen that. Almost every quarter, squad are almost competing to decide what will be the next innovating solution of the OPCO, of the company. Because every squad is free to build whatever they can build. They can decide. Every squad member can come with a solution, and then from just an idea in 1 or 2 sprints, they go from an idea to a solution ready to go to the market. So it helps, it enables innovation and creativity within the squad members. Those are the benefits. What are the challenges implementing the Spotify model? I've listed 5 of them. The first one is lack of contextualization. We are not applying the exact copy of the Spotify model that have been built years ago at Spotify. We are not doing that. Why? Simply because the Spotify model was built for Spotify. So we need, as a different company, we need to adjust the Spotify model according to our day-to-day reality, according to our specific culture, according to our objectives, and according to the challenges that we are facing in our markets, which are not the same that the one that have been faced in the US by Spotify while implementing. So we need to contextualize the model to our culture, to our realities. So that may be one of the challenge. The second one is too complicated, but at the same time, it's very easy compared to the other, scaled agile frameworks. So the Spotify model constitutes a sophisticated framework with several teams, tribe, chapter, and guilds demanding a lot of coordination. A lot. For you to implement successfully the Spotify model, you need a lot of coordination, mostly at the beginning. Coordination and communication. What we did in our case, while adopting the Spotify model, we built a agile community within the organization where we are discussing those challenges, we are discussing the opportunities of adopting agile, the framework, the opportunities that people are facing in applying the Spotify model in their project, in their teams. So we built a community where we are sharing knowledge, we are sharing experience, we are facilitating the adoption of the frameworks. The third challenge is inadequate agility. Contrary to its name, the Spotify model has faced a lot. You can, if you type what are the critics on the Spotify model on Google, you will find a lot of critics. For some, it's not, they are saying that it's not really agile. It's not agile, it's not enough anyway. But at the end, what they are saying, the goal, at the end of inadequate agility, what I'm trying to say by inadequate agility is that the Spotify model deviates for the core tenets of agile. Organization we are not removing, the goal of adopting Agile is not to remove the bureaucracy. So, je sais pas, let me say it this way. In adequate agility, when you go to the core value of agility, at the end, there is a nice sentence that is saying, while there is value in the item on the right, we value the items on the left. So what I'm trying to say here, when we say, for instance, individual and interaction over processes and tools, we are not saying remove your process or forget your tool. We are saying when you can use, when you can, please value more the individual interaction instead of using the tool. So with the Spotify model, some of the squad members think that there is no more bureaucracy, which is not true. The fourth challenge in adopting the Spotify model, is resistance to change. As every change, people, and as when every change is occurring, people are most of the time resistant. So you need to have a clear strategy on how to address the resistant one. And the last is misalignment with business objectives. Sometimes we just decide, let's adopt the Spotify model without aligning the adoption of the Spotify model to the business objectives. So you need to make sure before choosing to adopt the Spotify model that you align the adoption of the Spotify model to your business objectives. I don't know if, that's it for the challenge. Can we move to the next slide?
I think it's the last slide before we move to the.
Okay.
There are questions in the chat or there are comments.
Okay. I'm
seeing Franklin has a very good comment here. Agile is a mindset, soft skills, plus methodology, hard skills. We scale because the whole company needs to be aligned to the Agile mindset. Agile mindset is defined in the Agile manifesto, including 4 core values. I think you explain it well, right?
Yeah.
So we also have a question here. What challenges might an organization face when scaling Agile? I think you've gone through it already. I don't know if
exactly.
Derek, are you satisfied with what Joel just presented? Are you fine with what Joel presented? Okay, good. So
I said yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
thank you.
sorry, just a comment
yes,
because
ahead.
I felt like quick comment again because I felt like I was a bit lost on this. I'm sorry, on this third challenge.
Yeah.
So what I was my point was, when adopting the Spotify model, you need to make it clear to people that we are not removing bureaucracy. We are not removing processes. We are not forgetting about all those old practices. We are improving them.
Yeah.
So bureaucracy will still be present in the organization, but in a different way.
Yeah.
If you don't make it clear at the beginning, it will be a big mess while adopting the Spotify model. So that's the point I was trying to make.
Exactly.
I felt a bit lost, but yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Joel. I think I'm just checking with the audience. Is it okay? I know the time is going fast, but are we satisfying your expectation? The last section will be on how PMO will contribute to getting that Agile really being scaled on a sustainable manner. So So I will be presenting that one. So what is actually the PMO roles in scaling Agile? So that's actually what we're going to see on this slide, right? We have the strategic alignment, which is already clear, okay? That's Joel explained clearly, right? But where PMO comes in is to ensure that the squads and the tribes align with the enterprise objective and key results. So that's actually where the PMO, you can call it TMO, you can call it APMO, you can call it Agile Transformation Office, but that office is making sure that whatever is happening on the squad, on the strike, mute mic. Can you mute, please? Maybe it's on your side.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, it was Stefan. Okay, cool.
Okay. So I was saying that the role that PMO is playing to ensure the strategy alignment is actually to ensure that those squads that are built with the maximum autonomy and so on, yes, but they are all aligned with the enterprise objective and key results, right? Because we have mandate, budget that we need to, I mean, the result of the company that we need to secure at the end of the year or at the end of the business plan and so on. Now, the second one is the value delivery oversight. You know, we need to track the outcome over the output because what matters here is the output, is the outcome. And we need to focus on the customer value and product impact. So that's the oversight we need to make sure that, okay, whatever is being delivered is having a very good return from the market point of view, okay? Sometimes the squad may not be equipped to get that feedback back into the house. And what also PMO is also playing a role is on the governance, but without bureaucracy. I mean, when I say bureaucracy, without the bureaucracy, okay? So we need to apply a control, but lightweight control, and not really lightweight control that support autonomy, okay, while ensuring compliance and accountability. But at the end of the day, as Joel said, we are not coming to break the current structure. You still have department, unit, marketing department, technical department, and so on. But we have to make sure that people remain accountable for what they have to do at the end of the day. Now, the other one is the Agile metrics and reporting, okay? What PMO, the roles here is to shift from traditional KPIs to really a value-driven matrix, okay? You know, when you implement Agile methodology in a company, the unit that ensure that shift is the PMO unit, okay? And the other one is the funding, right? The funding models. We need to also shift from the project-based funding, okay, to the result-based or capability-based fundings. So that's where one Joel were talking about squads defining their backlog, defining their next iteration and so on. Yes, but who is the founder is a company. Based on what? That's what PMO need to make sure that a framework is, the model is really set to support all these innovation initiatives. And another one is the capability building. Is to move, is also to shift things and to support like a coach, right? And to make sure that a company is moving in a maturity by time is going, you understand? Because Joel talked about implementing Spotify model, but things are not going overnight. Things are evolving. Who ensure that things are evolving and the company overall adopt the mindset, the agile mindset, is a PMO, you understand? Now, risk and portfolio management. Everything has a risk, and we cannot do business without risk. But who is managing those risks and so on, the dependencies and so on? Because even when Tribe is coming to deliver his product, who is ensuring that his product with another product like mobile product and web product, how dependent are they? And the PMO is really managing that part. And the last one is the enabling the culture shift. Okay. So now let's move to the next one, which is how now, practically speaking, the traditional PMO need to reconfigure itself to be a real agile transformation office, right? So I'm still staying on taking into consideration the Spotify model and how we embed the Spotify model in a company and make it sustainable and evolve. So the first thing, the transformation that a PMO need to do, first of all, is to review, to redefine their purpose. Very important. You need to redefine your purpose. Okay. The second thing is you need to promote the servant leadership, agile value, and psychological safety across squad and tribe. People that's really making sure the real culture I would say democratized across the different teams is PMO. Okay, so we need to make sure those are well defined. We also need to redefine the roles of PMO itself and the skills development. We need to make sure people are trained on the agile methodology and so on and so forth, right? We also need to make sure that the governance are set, all the metrics are set, and so on. So those are the things that we need to define. And now we need to start by piloting, okay, before scaling. It's very important. If we want to implement a Spotify model, we need to first pilot with small few tribes, validate, and then we can now extend to the whole company. And who is playing that role is PMO. Same continuous enablement is PMO. So it's really important the roles that PMO is playing on this whole configuration. Okay. So now we are getting almost at the end of this presentation. It's really important that we understand that sustainable business agility is impossible without PMO leadership. That's why you see at the beginning, I said that you can see companies try to implement Agile, but 2 to 3 years down the line, they stop. Just because there's no capability to ensure that it's properly set up, it's properly maintained and evolved and mature. So what we can take here as a takeaway is that Agile is essential, okay? But not enough without structure. And who set up that structure is PMO. PMO is a catalyst, not a bottleneck, okay, for sustainable agility, okay? And Spotify models offer a proven framework. And that's why Joel is here to demonstrate that it's something which is really bringing value to the company where he's a coach for, okay? So once we do all these things, you know, it's very important you that are listening, to make it practical in your area, respective area. It's important that you go back in your company, you have a PMO, but you need to assess, do an internal assessment of your PMO capability and make sure that you also have people that are trained, and also make sure that you start things from small piloting program and so on and scale it up, okay? So actually, this is all about how scaling Agile is and how PMO is playing its role. So I will take 2 minutes just to present you the certification program. okay, that PMO Global Institute is given. Okay, so PMO Global Institute have 3 programs. You have CAPMO program, you have CBPMO, and then you have Agile PMO. Okay, so the CAPMO is like the entry levels. People want to understand. I mean, they are in the area of there maybe it may be people that are professional, project management professional looking to advance their career in PMO. There are even some students that wish to pursue their career in PMO. Then CAPMO is what is important for them. Okay, because it's really defined to either boost your career or establish your career as a PMO practitioner. That's the CAPMO. Now, the CBPMO is more as an expert area level, where you project manager, people that are already familiar in the practice and that practices on their day-to-day, program directors, PMO managers, PMO consultants, they have the CBPMO to implement, they can implement a PMO from scratch in their company or in the customer company. So that's the CBPMO. So we are giving the CAPMO, okay, and the next cohort is in August, and we also have the CBPMO for consulting or the advanced knowledge to implement or make the PMO evolve to the modern PMO. We have it in October, so this is the calendar. So you that are connected, we have a very exceptional offers for you. Just we'll contact you, and if you are really interested, we'll give you a very, very exceptional discount. For now, we are giving 30% discount to everyone, but for you, we can see how we can manage that. These prices, right, include everything: certification, mentor, coaching into making sure you get certified, giving you the exam simulator, on board you also on the PMO GI community. So it's really, 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 really important. So please take note that is something that for the Agile PMO that have not elaborated more on that is another program, and it's happening this time is happening in London. Okay, and it's not everyone that can afford that, but in the CBPMO, we touch base on the Agile part. Okay, so that's it. We are moving to the Q&A section. I don't know if there are questions. You can open your mic, ask questions, or we can check if there's any question on the. Okay, Nazim has left. Okay. So is there any question? Please feel free. You can open your mic and ask me a question as usual, and myself we can answer.
No, it's not a question. It's actually a comment from Franklin. I don't know if it's the same comment. He's saying that no, it's more or less the same comment that he just copied and passed. Okay, but let me read it. He's saying that Agile is a mindset, soft skills, exactly, and methodologies are skill. We scale because the whole company need to be aligned to the Agile mindset. Agile mindset is defined in the Agile Manifesto, including four core value like interaction, exactly. So it's the same comment, and then I'm sure he was taking note. He focused on the Spotify model framework implementation by scaling it or customizing. I mean the model to the business realities, exactly. The challenges raised are similar to other delivery models, lack of contextualization, too complexity, inadequate agility, resistant to change, misalignment with business objective. We are not removing bureaucracy, but it will enhance and balance the way of working, focusing on the customer value. Okay, but Bertin and Joel, when you say you are not cutting the bureaucracy, trust me, it is exactly what is being kept by the team. Exactly, which is true. Amongst the 8 role in the scaling, amongst the 8 role in scaling the PMO's role in agile scaling, what is the top one you can recommend? That's the question.
Okay. Okay, let's go in those roles. Let's go back on the roles, and then I will tell you which are they. Okay, so which one I would recommend? I would say it depends. It depends on the level of maturity of the PMO, where we want to stand. If you want to start big, then strategic alignment is the key role, because it means that PMO is even represented in the direction in the management, on the top management units, at the level of top management. You understand? So I think strategic alignment is one of the critical role of PMO, because whatever will happen within the squad and tribe and so on and so forth, the only way the company can control that, you still align with the objective, the strategy objective, is to make sure PMO oversee what the guys are doing and evaluate what the return are, and make sure that customer who is the final beneficiary is having what is expected. I think for me, the top one is strategy alignment. It's a strategy alignment. And yeah, all are important, but I think the strategy alignment. I don't know as well. You have another view of that? Hello, Joel?
Oh, sorry, I was speaking on mute. So I said, yeah, I agree with you 100%. 100%.
Okay. So, Franklin, is that okay?
He had another question. Please do remind the 2 core value of Agile mindset. I just copied the 4 core value of Agile. So the first one is individual and interaction over processes and tool. The second one, working solution over comprehensive documentation. The third one, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And the fourth one, responding to change over following a plan.
Yeah. So as you said, Joel, the over means that is more important than other. It doesn't mean that you don't have process, and you must have process and tools.
Correct.
But what matters most is the interaction with within the team. Okay.
Correct.
You must also have comprehensive documentation, but not that you just need to focus on the documentation and forget that you need to deliver something which is working. Because there are people that even spend time on the documentation while the market is waiting the product. You understand? And contract negotiation, please, what is very important is to make sure customers have the right attention. Instead of spending time writing contract with him and so on, and following the plan, we still be having the plan, okay? But things are changing. Things are changing. This is priority to make sure whatever you are writing your plan, please think and change the same day you are writing your plan. Take it as a priority and adjust. I think that's actually what it means on these things, okay? So any
Exactly.
other questions, guys? And
Yeah, but if you allow me, I will jump in here. You need also to be. I'm very happy to hear you guys being the evangelist of Agile, but that you also have to contextualize this. When you have to hire a vendor and you're telling me that instead of putting the focus on finalizing the contract or prioritizing the contract with the vendor, you are going, first of all, to focus on, customer collaboration. I mean, you need to be very practical, guys. You know that the vendor will not talk to you if the contract is not finalized. But guys,
Yeah,
I'm very happy. The mindset is there, but we really need to also see how to maybe find the right way to make the message land to the right people. For me, in our culture, that the resistance is still there. People are not doing the contract, or people are not going to focus on the plan for the sake of doing it. Is a culture, is a mindset of a culture, that you might be in a good faith. When you're working in an environment where people are trusting each other, this kind of issue might not happen. The contract is prioritized, or maybe the bureaucracy sometimes is prioritized because of the culture where there is a lack of maybe trust, or somehow there is an issue of there is a consequence management that used to apply when there is something there's something wrong that's happening. So when you have that culture in the company, is used. I mean, it used to foster as well the bureaucracy on top of other things. So is my experience that I wanted to share. But we need to, I mean, the key message that I'm taking here is that we have to find a means to drive, first of all, the culture of agility, and make sure that it is also embedded in our daily way of work. That's the core thing that I wanted to also share with you guys. Thank you very much for the experience and the knowledge shared.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thanks to you, Franklin.
Thanks.
Maybe I'd like to jump in on this.
Yeah.
Also, you have to consider also that even in your organization, your company, if you are part of a delivery team, to some extent, you are a supplier an internal supplier. So do not just take it like you are having a discussion with an external stakeholders. You can take both parties, so customer and supplier, as internal to the organization. What I've seen most of the time is that departments are fighting. So we all are working for the same company, but between us internally, we are fighting. We want to point fingers at others. We don't want to work as a team. We are winning together. Even when you are trying to onboard external stakeholders and external customer, you have to keep the same mindset. So that's the point we are trying to make. It's not really like taking it word to word. It's not a contract. It might be a discussion or whatever case that you can consider, but consider that we at the end of the day, we are delivering value together, whether you are customer or you are supplier. We are winning or losing together. I know it's difficult, but yeah, that's the point.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Franklin, for your valuable contribution. I also saw in the text, on the chat, that someone is asking if the certification is in English. Yes, unfortunately for now, the support documentation is in English, but since we are the French speaking trainers, we train in French, but with the support document in English. But you need to prepare your certification in English for now. And so there's no certification in French for now. I don't know if I answer you, Shidekrik, but notice that for such level of knowledge, I would always strongly advise to do things in English. I did my PMP in English. I would have done it in French, but I prefer doing it in English because I know I will get I would say the genuine word, the genuine knowledge, instead of having a translated knowledge, you understand? So I would really advise to, every time you are doing the certification, do it in English. I have almost 10 certifications. None of them I have done in French. All are done in English. So that's my recommendation to you. Okay, so Joel, I think we are done, unless we still have
No, we are done. Yeah, we are done.
I think we are done. Okay.
We are
Okay.
done.
Thank you so much
for having me. Yeah.
Thank Joel, well done. Thank you so much for accepting this. And thanks, Mike. Thanks, Franklin. Thanks to the whole team. I know it's a sacrifice because normally you're supposed to be resting after a very hard job day, but you are connected to the end. And right, thank you so much for that. And good night.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks. Good night.
But share the recording, please. Thank you.
Yeah. I will share it.
As well, let's connect on LinkedIn as well. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay.